Now, ferritin is, as we may know, ferritin is the storage form for iron. Now, iron, as we've said many times, is essential. It's like over 200 different chemical reactions in the body. It require enzymatic reactions that require it. So without it, you're dead. Just for those reasons. But it also carries the oxygen. It's how the oxygen is carried in the center of the porphyrin ring, which makes up hemoglobin, right? So in addition to that, that's what iron is. But iron it comes with 3 pluses or 2 pluses, right? So it's very electron negative. In other words, it needs electrons, right? And it's going to grab them from anywhere it can. Okay, so in that regard, it functions like an oxidant. It functions like an acid. An acids grab electrons. Acid grabs electrons. Oxidants grab electrons. But that quality of it is very important. So it has to be stored. So it needs to be used in specific enzymes, but it has to be stored by something where it can't be active. And then when it is transported from one place to another, it has another type of molecule that transports it called transferrin. So we have ferritin that stores it and transferrin that transports it. Okay. Very, very important. But ferritin also goes up with acute inflammation. And ferritin also can go up in other conditions. So you have to be sure that the reason that the ferritin is going up is related to the cancer. So why would cancer have a high ferritin level? Well, because iron is really essential for oxidative phosphorylation, which is how we make energy. Iron is essential for replication, for DNA divide, for cells dividing and making 2 new cells, right? Remember, we make 37 million new cells per second because we're recycling old cells. So very important to do, right? So iron's necessary for that. And then the ferritin stores it. So what happens is, because the cancer cells need more ferritin, they also need more copper. They need copper for several reasons. One is copper is involved with the oxidative phosphorylation. It's part of the third aspect of it, right? Copper is necessary. Copper is also necessary for making new blood vessels, so angiogenesis, right? So all that. So anyway, they both need to be stored. They both need to be grabbed, and like copper is transported by something called ceruloplasm, whereas iron is transported is stored by ferritin and transported by transferrin, right? Okay. So and cancer cells have more transferrin receptors. So anyway. So what's happening is this: the cancer cell needs to grab more and more and more iron because it needs to divide rapidly. So the body's going to hold it, it's going to grab it, it's going to keep it in the ferritin. And what we see is a high ferritin and a low serum iron level. And this happens a lot.